Hello and welcome back to Dice Dropping's Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, The Chronicles of House Weirlight. We open up downstairs where nothing is wrong, and the most thing on the forefront of the mind of the members of the house is this averting this possible scandal that can get them in trouble with the Ashfords. So right now, I would like to go to Mariella. What are you doing?
I am probably back in the room. I think I probably had stopped to chat with groups originally as I was heading to my hopeful destination before, which is how Henrik caught me in the group with Layden and the other people.
Right. So what are you doing now? Where are you
I
going?
had originally been kind of heading over towards Garland to see if I could
Okay.
maybe have a chat, do a dance, kind of a thing. Because I'm assuming dancing is still happening, or are we more?
Oh yeah, dancing is
groups?
dancing is happening. Conversations is happening. Lots of stuff is happening. So what do you? So you're going? You're trying to go talk to Garland?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You do find Garland. He's in his proper Tyrell male attire. Very dark green floral patterns and gold threading all throughout. Very very Tudor-esque, very tight collar. Yeah, you find him. You have caught him at the moment. Currently unaccompanied. He seems to be watching the dancing. It seems like he's just left a conversation, is having a moment of to himself.
Approach. It's like, hopefully I'm not interrupting you, my lord.
He very gracefully turns and sees you and smiles. He goes, "I don't think you could," and he bows and he goes, "Lady Mariella."
Appropriate kind of like curtsy, kind of a
yeah,
thing.
And he goes, I think I am hoping you having at least a grand name day.
So far, so far, so good.
I'm happy to hear it.
Hopefully you've been enjoying some of the festivities. I know that your last visit here was rather rushed.
He's like looking around a bit at that.
It was kind of like said slightly quieter.
Yeah. He goes, I have actually. Yes, your family certainly know what they are doing. At least in so it goes as honoring their daughter and son. And like kind of like looks around. No, I have been enjoying my time. Thank you for asking. And he kind of just smiles at you.
Kind of smile back, and it's like, sometimes I've been told that I overthink some things, but would I say, like, fairly quietly, it's like possible congratulations is involved? And it's concerning the joust.
Okay, yeah. So at that, he would be like, like upside, like, oh, was it that obvious?
No, but I did remember a faint mention of your interest in participating.
He closes his eyes as if he's just remembered what you've mentioned, and he goes, and he just kind of nods. He goes, I haven't made a fool of myself, you don't think?
Not at all.
Well, then I will remain confident. Thank you. It was felt good to place. I would have preferred to win, but
Well, possibly if you like. Um, I know that the knight in question tends to train at certain times, and if you would like to possibly converse with him, I can let you know when.
which night?
That
Oh, Sir Jaren.
yes,
Oh,
he is of our house.
that's right. He is your man. Seems like a good man. Stirring speech he gave. Um, Not many in the Reach declare things like that. That it is much more a subtle affair. It was refreshing. It seems obviously he spent more of his time in warfare than whatever it is we all do.
He is
State
he is
statecraft.
definitely known for active service.
Good to hear.
So no shame in any placement compared to him.
He nods. Well, I'm glad you speak so highly of him. It definitely makes my loss to him more bearable. Um, Sorry, your brother didn't. Sorry, or have I? And he just almost is like, I'm sorry to have mentioned him. I know you disliked being seen as a pair.
Well, hopefully through events starting with today's, I will be seen more as an individual.
I think that will be quite easy to say. I believe you'll be joining us at Highgarden, yes?
Yes, I am.
From what I understand, you're to become, you're starting your maidenhood there.
Yes, under the guidance of your mother and the service of your sister.
He smiles. And he goes, "Oh, I think you and her will, I think, get along quite well. She she's very opinionated and enjoys letting people know. I think it'll be, I think it won't be dull. I'll tell you that."
Hopefully, you can give me some insight and some guidance.
He goes, "Well, if you deign to spend some time with me at Highgarden, I will have to fill our time with something. So why not?"
It'd be greatly appreciated.
It is easily done. I do find myself wishing to aid you.
To age?
Aid.
Oh, aid. Thank you.
To aid you.
Well, I am not very familiar with who else will be there, so it will be greatly appreciated.
Will it be far too telling that I do not know any other name that is coming to the maidenhood?
No.
Oh,
But
good.
I will take it as flattering.
Well, as long as you do not, I think, find it against my character, I will take it as a positive.
Where's the music at? Like, is it in the middle of a song? Kind of a thing?
I mean, it could be the
I'm just
transition
trying
of
to
a song
gauge.
if
It's
you
fine.
want. Yeah,
No.
mean,
It doesn't have to.
Well, it is now. The song is ending and is going into a transition.
Lovely. Do you not dance frequently, or?
So when you say that, he literally turns and goes, "Do you wish to?" And he just like really,
just kind of like do like a small laugh, and it's like,
"Would you like to dance?"
I would love to, thank you.
And he offers his hand, and yeah, Yeah, this boy definitely classically trained to dance for sure. He is, I mean, technically speaking, in the proper way of looking at the reach, this boy is a prince. So, and it shows. Yeah, and he takes you off. So, we're going to just very quickly transition a bit from that very nice scene to yes, we're gonna go Henrik, my boy.
Yes,
you have arrived
I have.
at Ashella. She notices you fairly quickly. She turns to you and she goes, "Oh," and she walks over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Glad I've caught you. And the others turn and the group, some people who she was talking to, they say like, "Oh, good name day, Lord Henrik," and they nod to you. And she kind of looks at you and is like, "You seem to come over here. Hello."
Right. It's Melody. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, but
No.
That's it.
And the other people are like, yeah, and they she just like looks at them and like nods to them, and they like leave awkwardly. And she like looks up at you, and yeah, she's looking up at you. Yeah.
You must forgive my manners. I believe I haven't asked you for a dance tonight.
She smiles and she goes, "Well, you do have a good habit of making things up to me, so I suppose I'll look that over." Like she smiles. Yep. So do you take her into a dance?
I don't know if I have to roll how good I dance, but yes, I
would. You don't. You don't have to roll to see how good you dance. No, unless you're trying to use that to some edge or something. Then no. You dance. You know the dances. You know what you're doing. You're a noble. You're an heir.
Not today.
It's the dance.
Trying to dance out my. What do I roll to dance out my feelings so I don't have to speak to her?
No.
Interpretive dance.
No,
Yes.
we're gonna say no on that one.
Roll dance.
So you begin dancing with Ashella, and she goes, "You look very dashing tonight. I think you always are on point, but I think you have outdone yourself, at least this evening."
Thank you. That means coming from you, lady. I know you were always. That is coming from me. So when your eye, and come mean a lot.
She kind of looks at you and like, "Are you all right?"
I did wish to speak with besides dance. You. I don't wish.
You cut out a lot for me, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what you're saying.
You guys hear me?
You're going in and out real bad.
It could be mic sensitivity.
Yep. Yeah, you might want to.
Hello.
Hello.
Yep. Okay.
You sound a little better. Yeah.
Sorry, it's been up my mic. Okay, so hear me. I'm still Shella. I was saying I did want to tell something. However, I am a bit nervous because I don't want to cause you any hurt or be uncomfortable with me anymore.
I feel you're talking around something.
Earlier this afternoon, and asked me for your favor. Your- I'm afraid that was perhaps misleading, and it was my to I fear to tell you that I didn't feel comfortable sharing your favor, not because I think you're a charming woman, because I do, but my family and I have been sort of pushing me toward other directions and seeing certain favorable matches, or rather, specific matches.
Yeah, you see her face change a bit.
Mhm.
And he goes, okay. Are you trying to tell me that when you kissed me in public, that you already had absolutely no intentions on me? Because you're talking around a lot, and I used to think it was very adorable, but now I'm just sort of annoyed. Can you be very direct with this? Because we were seen. Do you know that?
Hey Tony, I would like to engage
In intrigue?
I don't know if
Okay.
I'm already in that, but I would like to do
Yeah,
that.
no, this is an appropriate setup to an intrigue, yes.
Yeah, we're already getting into it.
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Yep. Okay. Well, Henrik Maboe, let's get into it. Now, we got to establish some stuff about the intrigue, right? So, I think what do you let's talk about what are you trying to even though this is kind of step 3, what is your objective? We have the scene. What is your objective out of this?
I'm trying to mitigate damage as much as I can, and basically,
So
Michelle knows that.
Mhm.
What?
So the question is, because it's 4 things, right? It's friendship, information, service, and deceit. Are you trying to make Ashella believe something that isn't true? Are you trying to get Ashella to do something from you? Do you need Ashella to tell you something, or are you trying to leave a better impression on her? Well, the
Well, it
goal
is
of you
impression
I
on
know
her.
you're telling her, like, I don't want to date you, essentially, but what do you want the outcome of that to be? Like, meta-wise, like, what do you hope? What does Henrik hope happens? Like,
Considering I did just,
Mhm.
told her what I just told her, so I think that, and she got that. I think it would be self-friendship to leave a better impression, because
Okay,
I
so
don't
you
think
want her
damage
you
she
want
did.
her to know, I'm not courting you, but we cool, fam. Like, I'm not
Basically.
trying to shit on you. I'm not trying to ruin you.
Oh,
Okay, great,
basically,
fantastic. Um,
I don't want it to like. I want her to know like my intentions were not to
sure.
lessen your honor, and and
Mhm. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh boy. Okay.
her not
Great.
angry at me.
Good.
So yeah.
Good. I think this will probably be. This could be anywhere from a simple to a standard intrigue, depending on what happens. So we'll go with that. What is your disposition?
Good
I
question.
think
Affectionate, friendly,
knowing what I know
amiable,
now about Michelle,
indifferent,
but also
dislike.
so I know what I know from Michelle about with my sister and with Iris. However, my personal interactions with her have still been mostly neutral and positive. I'm gonna say indifferent.
Indifferent. All right, I know what hers are. And
Hatred.
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
okay, we have that. Now let's see here. Yeah. Now it is initiative, so a status reputation will be avunted.
Toes. 18.
What'd you get? Oh damn! That's really good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Aaron, if it helps at all, I put a it's further up. I can pin it, a reference link.
Did you put the thing again for the God for a while since it?
Well, I'll
it
pin
there?
it. But it should help you with like quick reference stuff for intrigues.
All right, she got a 20.
Yeah, that. I don't do these very often.
There you go. It's pinned.
Do sit.
I didn't roll her reputation die. Excuse me.
She still goes first.
I know, but would it have made a difference? No. Okay. All right. Yeah. So 20. So Shell's going first. So she hears what you say, and she says that to you, right? And then she kind of smiles and says, like, so your intention wasn't to dishonor me. That's very convenient for you. It doesn't mean that that's not what is happening right now. So I don't see a lot of ways out of this. And I'm not going to go down because you want everyone to think you're nice. And so she is kind of she's just dropping facts on you at the moment. She's just going for you. Oh, what is your intrigue defense? Henrik?
It's probably that.
What's your intrigue defense?
Yeah. Hello. 11.
Hello, there you are. 11.
It is 11. Okay.
That was really delayed. Sorry.
All right. So no problem. So she has 2 degrees of success on you, which means she has just dealt you 8 composure damage.
Okay.
Yikes.
So that is reduced by your disposition rating, which is 4. So that's down to 4. And then you take the rest of that on your composure. You got that? Okay, cool. See, she seems trying to just be like, okay, then what are we talking about right now? Because I thought we were on a good page. And she seems like she's getting slowly more upset.
Okay. I would like to roll convince, and
You cut out fully for me, Aaron. What do you want?
can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to also roll convince.
Okay. So with convince, so you are trying to I'm so sorry. So you're doing convince. So that means you are, what's your will rank?
3.
Okay. Just need to do that because that's the amount of damage you're going to be dealing to her.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
influence you're dealing to her.
And I would like to convince her. I don't want to deny the things she's saying, but I'd like that it is also in my interest in if to let this get out and to let this.
To not let this get out and what?
Yeah, and to also like things here. Like I to help in some ways to you. No, because it's like I don't want her honor to be ruined, and I was like, that's the last thing I mind, and I would be willing to help. Like that stops. I don't like this would mostly be on her, and I don't want that to happen.
Short of actually courting her.
Yes.
Because you're not trying to make her think you still want to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to help her in any way you can short of courting her. Okay.
Correct.
Excellent. Then please, you are just trying to influence her, it sounds like. Okay. So please give me a persuasion convince roll.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my destiny points to get an extra die on that.
You can give a bonus dice. Excellently done. Please. Yes. So with the +2, that does in fact make it 2 degrees of success. So nice. It's very nice. It's 6 minus her thing. So yeah. So she hears this, and she hears you. Yeah. Okay. She hears this and hears you, and just kind of goes, okay, very noble of you. So what was the point of you very quietly kissing me instead of accepting my token of favor? You said you didn't want to. You are what? So cowardly that you can't speak your mind to a woman? Or did you not deem me worth your words? What was it? Because you definitely took something, which apparently you didn't even wanted. And I know there would be no fallout for you, so it is so noble that you would put your non-existent neck on the line for me. And so she's just demanding answers from you at the moment.
Okay.
18. So that is 2 degrees of success. So that is another 8 minus 4, so another 4. She's more built for charm, but she can throw down. How you doing there, Henrik?
She got this. I see. I'm at 1 with composure right now. Not
Mhm.
great, but hanging in there.
Yep.
Can
Um,
you remind me what consider does?
Sure. You basically don't do anything this round, and then your next round you get a +2 bonus dice, because you're just like like you're just considering your next thoughts and words.
Okay. I want to do that, and person I can basically like the equivalent to injuries, but for intrigue as well. Like there's something like frustration, or what is it called?
Frustration, yes. Frustration
Okay.
is essentially wounds in social combat, because they take dice away instead of just -1s and stuff.
Yeah, I would consider
Okay, you
for
can
my next turn.
Excellent. While you consider, Ashella seems more incited at your silence.
Guess that.
And no. Yeah. What's your passive deception, bud?
Deception. I have a 3, and that's a passive be just a 12. I do have a 1 to bluff.
That's fun. Good.
That if it matters, I don't know for sure.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So she looks in your eyes and she just is trying to read your intent and just kind of slowly nods to herself as a sobering wave sort of wash over her. It is your turn.
I don't know if I want to try just that. Same. I know.
So whatever you're going
Last
to do
thing
next,
was-
you're going to get 2 extra bonus dice.
Yes. That's to like the not the actual. Okay. After, right? It's just like it's added into the.
I mean, you can just add it into the roll. It's fine.
Okay. Sorry, I know what roll I'm gonna make. I'm trying to figure out what to say. I would like to try convince again, but
Absolutely.
So trying.
So you would add 2 to your convince section under your persuasion, just for this roll.
Marielle, but I don't want to bring her up in this. I don't want to get her mixed up in all this. I kind of want to play up into a hand. She's saying that when she was mentioning oh, you are this cowardly and afraid that you don't even want to say no to me. I kind of want to seem intimidated by her.
Okay.
Like what she said.
Okay. So are you not? So are you lying to her? Because that would be deception act, is what you're about to do.
No, I'm not trying to do. Because I agree with everything she's saying.
Well, that could be. I mean, that could be with persuasion, convince that you can use that. You can say.
Yeah.
You could say that.
I guess I want to come across that her words have a lot of effect on me. Actually
You could, well,
She's, like,
you
staring
know
me
what
down
the,
now.
you know what the best part about words are, Henrik? You can actually just say that to her. You
I
can literally
don't-
just be like,
Oh,
your words cut me deep because I know they're true.
Sure.
Like you can literally just say that. And that could be
Yeah.
your go-to of convince, like, you're right and you are right, but you know, there are a lot of aspects going on that aren't just me and aren't just you, and I won't take back what I've done, but we are in a situation that isn't of like may be of my own making, but is not in my own control, like kind of situation. Because you're trying to come at her with, you know, reason.
Right,
That's the convince sort of aspect of it.
right. Like, see me and many people with much clearly I give you credit for, and that's very sobering when the words ring true to me. Much, but I agree with you, and that still changes the fact that I don't want any lasting harm to be done by us. I don't. It was a quick decision on my part, and I apologize again if it for anything it may have to. Oh, convinced.
Yep, you get your 2 extra. Did you add your 2 extra? Your,
I did.
Yep. So yeah, +2. Yeah. So yeah, because it would be a +2. So you can actually just get rid of your injuries if you want, because that would like equal it out. So are you good with a 14? Because that was a really bad roll. Do you want to? You could spend a destiny point to re-roll it.
Yeah, sure. Hold on. I can
Okay.
reroll the whole thing, right? Or just one?
Yes, it would be the whole thing. It would be the whole.
I'll try. I'll be. Think that I got a lot of size. Do better.
Again,
15.
I said to remove the injuries because that would have stopped the -2 because you have a
I'm
+2
sorry.
in this scenario. So that's 15, which is better. Not the best, but better.
Read them now.
Yeah. So okay. Okay. She just nods. You're not sure if you've affected her. But she's hearing your words. And she considers. Back to you.
Also, totally thing I forgot. Let me read this again. Wait. Oh, never mind. Sorry, doesn't apply here. Come on. Okay. I was getting excited.
Well,
it's like, no,
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, attractive applies here.
No, I knew that one, but I was looking at.
But you have several ones, is what I'm saying.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I thought that would be okay. I can do three
so
of them.
So roll 3d6.
I keep forgetting. Something in my mind thinks that's already like made in there. It'll just reroll for me.
You keep forgetting that you're hot.
Keep forgetting you're a hot boy.
Hey,
so
that's a 6.
That's two. That's 2 even higher. So that's 17, which is in fact 2 degrees of success. So that does actually affect her more. And she's like listening to you, but she still seems upset.
Okay.
And she goes like, so how glad am I to hear that it is not just me, that there are many things at work. God, it must be very nice to just be able to do what you want and have other and trying. At least you're trying to talk to me directly, I suppose. That I should happy that Lady Clarissa isn't talking to me. that is something, I suppose. Well, I want you to know that there are not a lot of great ways out of this. I had to do what I had to. As we were seeing, like a scene. Well, I say we were seeing, but I suppose you were seen taking a liberty that is afforded of you due to your sex. And there is a lot of you when she says that, there is so much extra there. You feel it.
Yeah.
She goes, I did not think in all of my. I was very careful, and I didn't think you were going to be the one who does something like this. I thought I learned how to spot those men, but now I found there is another type. I suppose I should thank you for that. And she is digging into you. Yeah, she's like a little mad.
Regardless of who wins this, Henrik's gonna come out of this
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty shook. So
thinking real hard about some things, I think.
yeah.
All right. Wow. So she is going to hold on. Doing it. Got any ones? I did. I got 2 ones. Oh, much better. Yeah. So that's gonna be replace that and that. So that's 11 plus 8. So that's 19 is the total there. Getting 2 degrees of success. That is another 8 damage. Oh, I actually forgot to I forgot she had extra bonus dice. I think that's 1 higher, so no difference. Yeah, so that's 8 minus 4, so 4. And I'm guessing you would like to take some frustration to try and alleviate that. Yeah, you can take one. You can take one first. You can take 1 frustration and it will go away. So you get frustrated hearing her words, and you can tell. Only you know the context of the frustration, but knowing Henrik, it might be less frustration with Ashella and maybe frustration with yourself. Unless I'm completely wrong. I don't know. You're Henrik. I am not.
It might be. Sorry, quick question. We're doing frustrations. Would it be the injuries?
You essentially put 1 in wounds.
Okay.
You essentially put 1 in wounds is what you do.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
The difference being, Tony, is that with entry, you can take up as many wounds as you have in willpower instead of endurance, correct?
Yes,
okay.
I do know that.
I was just remembering for myself because I know I'm probably...
Yes, that is very true. Yes, as you can in willpower. Just like wounds for endurance, it's frustration for willpower. Exactly.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So, Henrik, it's your move.
Yes. Ooh. Oh, God. You know what she's saying? It almost makes me... She is... almost starting to feel bad for her. But knowing that, I think it's still... Yeah, oh gosh. I don't want to take another wound. I should probably just act instead of consider, even though that's kind of what I wanted. Yeah. I'll probably say it's like to help. Do I have anything else? I don't. I'll use charm. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm a little convinced again, and I. The direction I do. And I fully understand it, but I cannot be unfairness of this situation. It is truly unfair. My will really only affect you. And think about that. I think you know me well enough, you know my family well enough to understand that I things that I feel like I've messed up on, that I feel like people I've hurt.
Yeah.
There was a
There's
one.
one. There's a one.
Do you have
Do you want to
still
re-roll
2 more
Dan?
destiny points? Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have 2 more destiny points. Let's the long trip.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Oh God.
It's worse. So you can take the better. You take the better one. So
So we roll 1.
so you roll 1. So roll a d6.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nothing,
So
guys.
you hit her, and I think she just stares at you. And kind of breathes in and breathes out, and suddenly something starts going through her eyes. And then she just closes her eyes and looks down. And then she stares at you. Goes, I can make. Fine. You know what, Henrik? I can make all of this go away. I know exactly how. It's very easy. Not great. Not ideal. And it would cost me something. It would cost me more than nothing, which is what it's costing you. So how about if you really care about fairness? I'm going to do something for you, and it's going to make everything perfect. And then you owe me. And I don't mean a favor. You owe me. If I ask for your help in anything, you question nothing. And if you do, all of it becomes undone. If I do this for you, though I don't really want to see you again, we will. And anytime I need something, you will support it. Do I have your word on that? So she's going to convince you.
Okay.
Boop. 15. Yep, 15. So that's going to be, she's going to use that. So that's going to be 5 damage. Minus 4,
Okay.
so 1. Do you take it?
Unless I take.
Yeah.
Yeah, because unless I take another wound, that would take me out.
Yeah. So are you gonna? You can let yourself be taken out, or you can keep building frustration, which will then make you have 1 dice.
Yeah,
which you would
Same
not
thing.
be able to get past her
No.
entry defense with 1 dice. So you've kind of lost, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna get taken out then. I think that's it.
Okay. So she
Mhm.
says this to you. She looks you dead in the eye. So you agree? You can either accept the loss, delay it another round with frustration, and just like leave, like stop talking to her. You break off any kind of agreement. That's
Mhm.
always an option.
Yeah.
And whatever fallout comes from that. Or you accept her terms.
No, I can't do it.
You can't do what? What you what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I that deal.
You can't make that deal?
No, I'm going to. That's what. Fuck, Henrik is going to say. However, I had hoped to deal with this quietly in a way that was out of my respect for. To be honest, not really you as a person, but just any respect I would afford to any lady.
All right, so you're taking that point of frustration, yeah? So you
Yeah.
are continuing this. I need to make that very clear. Okay.
I am continuing this, and then I am going to not take the deal, and if I could leave or cut off this conversation after.
Yes, you can quit. You can quit the intrigue. Great. So you quit and you walk away. Excellent. You leave Ashella. Whew. Tedric.
Yes.
You've been talking with Lord Ashford.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been talking about, the war and all that good stuff. And after a few moments you've been talking for a little while, Lord Ashford turns and you see Ashella standing there, and she is crying. And she is trying not to cry hard, but she is crying, and his eyes open incredibly widely. And he like touches her shoulders and is just like, Angel, what? And she's trying to get words out and she can't. And he looks at you, Tedric, and he goes, I'll be one moment.
Of course.
And he walks off with Ashella. Vivian, Clarissa, you see that.
No.
It's both. It's both. I'm saying it to you both. Clarissa,
excellent. Sorry, I don't see it.
So Vivian, you do. You see Ashella and Lord Ashford have walked off, and Clarissa, you can tell Ashella is crying, and because of your passive awareness, it is not fake crying. It is real. And you see them go off and they are beginning to talk. Yes, Vivian?
If I see it, then this is all foobar and I'm going to get on top of it. If I can grab Tedric and I'm going to I don't know, because I don't want to interrupt what no, I think it's foobar. If Ashella is crying and talking to Lord Ashford, I think I know what could possibly happen. So to get on top of it, I would like to grab Tedric and possibly enter and possibly get on top of it. No, I'm going with how I feel Vivian would see this. interaction.
So what does that mean? I don't know what that means. What are you doing? Tell me about it.
I don't. Oh fuck! Because if Michelle is crying and she's talking to her father, I would very much not like to not have the reach go to war. So, I think I spoke too much beforehand. If I could send Clarissa to overhear the conversation, and if it is like Shell is telling, and if it is confirming my suspicions, because I don't know what the conversation is, and I don't want to metagame. If it is confirming any of my suspicions, I would like to take Tidrick. I would like to go arm in arm with Tidrick to get in front of this, and we'll settle up an agreement before it gets out in the public.
Okay.
So
Absolutely.
that's what I will say.
You do that. Mariella, you're starting to overhear some stuff as you're dancing with Garland.
Okay.
You're starting to notice, you saw a lot of like Shella's like friends start dancing suddenly, and they look like they're all talking as they're dancing.
Oh.
And you're starting to you increased your awareness. You're starting to overhear some stuff. Garland doesn't seem to hear it, but you definitely hear something that is like fuck, which is essentially like it's very quickly, but it's a little shocking, and it's a little worse than what your brother had told you. Something about Henrik manipulating Ashella, and then fully rejecting her on the dance floor in front of everyone.
Oh fuck! Oh man, I have to finish the dance. I can't go and follow because I am with basically the heir of the Reach. Or like second heir of the I can't. Oh, lovely. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. In the back of my head, it's like, oh man, like couldn't wait to tomorrow for us to corner and possibly figure out like who started a rumor. Awesome. Great. Like those things going through the head.
Yeah, so Clarissa, you are going to try and overhear la conversation. Absolutely. Your passive is disgusting, so there's not even a point to rolling. But you slink over, stealthy as always. And Ashella is, from the look on Ashford's face, Ashella has already said a lot. And the words like, and he rejected it in front of everyone, directly on the dance floor, in front of everyone. He just, and he won't even admit to it, and he just all this stuff. And she looks, and you can tell, again, your passive, from what you heard from Mariella and stuff, like Ashella is very good at the crocodile tears. These are some fucking real ass tears. Whether they're from sadness or rage or whatever is much harder to determine, but they're real, and she is actually doing the thing where she's having trouble getting the words out. And Lord Ashford is just taking this in and nodding at her, and he immediately goes in and hugs her and pets her hair like twice. But then that's as much physical contact as she gives, and then he immediately separates them, and nods, and whistles and snaps, and you see rushing past you, Clarissa, one of the Ashford's footmen just come over, and she whispers, and he goes, gather the family, gather everyone, we're leaving. And he just nods, questioning nothing, and beginning to run to the other Ashford servants, and beginning to sort of look over to find his wife, and not saying anything, but just getting their people, and looks like they're leaving.
Yeah. As I walk back to the Lord and Lady, my Lord and Lady,
Yeah.
can I think about the Ashfords and their? I want to know as much as I can. So their defenses. I want to know. Do I know their steward? I want to know their
Sure.
castellan, like all that shit.
Sure, you can make a status breeding test. To the more tactical things, that'll be a warfare test to know that.
Okay, I'm
but
fine with
but
just
no, the
status.
more social stuff you could,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. All right. Just off the top of my head, what can I pull up?
14. So the Ashford family is incredibly popular in the Reach. They're one of the 3 great families of the Reach. That is including the Tyrells. They have more money than anyone besides the Tyrells. They control the one road that goes in and out of the Reach. The only end of they don't control the sea or anything like that. They have about 10 banner houses.
Okay.
And most of the Reach likes them. You do know that. You do know their steward. It's a man named I think Anthonel Gastrop. Interesting name. I mean, guy has to literally one of the best accountants in the Reach, essentially, because they have to, because the Ashfords have so much fucking money.
Right.
So guy is incredibly good with numbers, very skilled, and their castellan is Mace Tyrell's nephew.
Great. Sorry.
Yeah. So it is not a great scenario there.
Yeah, I will full in professional steward mode very suddenly. She walks up and relays all the information that she has about how Ashella is actually devastated, and all of that, and then asks what you would like her to do.
If there's this is storyteller for DM. If they, I don't know if we can pull them into an intrigue, but
Who is that?
Sorry, Lord Ashford.
Yeah.
Because this is becoming.
Oh, yeah.
Henrik is now going to be courting Ashella. That is my goal. Because I do not want to go to war with the Ashfords.
Phone there.
Okay.
I might be able to talk some sense into this man.
Maybe.
All right. So if you two want to have a quick discussion, the answer is yes. It's going to take a long time for the Ashfords to pack
get
up and
together.
get their shit to leave. So you will have plenty of time to stop them. So that the one. So if Tidrick and Vivian, you want to have a discussion about what the end goal of that intrigue is, go for it.
Tidrick, yes, go ahead.
I'm just going to talk to him like a man. When we were young, we had flings with women all the time.
Dear,
That's
I will
just what
say...
this is.
Cedric, I will say, if another boy kissed Mariella and said the same thing he would say, what would you do?
Yes, but it's not
If
the
he
boy
decide-
saying it. It's
If another son if Mariella came up to you and said a boy kissed her and had no intention of marrying her and said and dishonored her in front of the entire court of the Reach, what would you do? What would Henrik do? If another man disrespected Mariella in this way, what would they do? What would you do?
I understand where you are coming from. But
Because I will tell you, Lord Ashford loves his daughter like you love Mariella. And if you come to him saying that that Henrik was just doing as boys do, you know what he will say? He will gather up the Reach houses that already dislike us and go to war with us. And if you truly believe you alone can stand against the united Reach houses, because as much as you love the Tyrells, he will stand back because he does not want to upset the Reach. So answer me honestly, what would you do if a man came to you, if Mariella came to you in tears saying that a man had dishonored her and had no intention of marrying her? What would you do? Tell me.
How we get repercussions.
That is what we are dealing with, my love. As your wife, I will always stand with you, for that is my calling in this world. But I ask you to please acknowledge this as a father. As Mariella as the apple to your eye, for I know she is. Think of this, because that is what Lord Ashford is thinking now. Make your choice and I will stand with you. But take that into consideration.
My lord, if I may.
You may.
Briefly, there is a lot happening, clearly, and then she starts to rattle off everything she knows about the Ashfords,
Yeah.
and that she thinks their chances are very poor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our chances are very poor?
Yes. Now is not the place.
All right.
What is your
Alright.
decision, my lord? My
I
husband.
guess we will go with our best option, which is we will marry Henrik off.
And I just kind of squeeze Tedric's shoulder because I know at his heart he is a romantic, and this is might be killing him a bit. And then yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Can I summon a servant while they have this moment and like step off to the side? And I will ask them to retrieve Cedric and Nero. Meta.
Yeah.
I know that's going to be difficult.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I would ask for. So.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, that happens. All right. So Vivian and Tedric, you're going to try to intercept Lord Ashford.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's deal with that now. So you go up to him. He's still with Ashella. He has not left her. And he turns. And god damn it, does the man have a poker face? Because he's not smiling, but his face is staunch and emotionless. And he sees you to approach. And he goes, Lord Tedric. He just looks at you.
Lord Ashford. What is the... As I look around, does he have his people, like, gathering near him?
No. They're kind of running around, but you kind of know. Scrooge has told you, you know what's happening.
What is the sudden quickness with which you are leaving?
I suddenly find that the Weirlight hospitality is more hollow than I once believed. And I need to relocate my family for their safety. And he goes, your eyes tell me you know what is happening.
Yes. I was wondering what you took from it.
Well, I know by reputation how you run your household, Tedric. So I did not think... So I believed you would respect whatever decision your son made. So I am having my people leave, and we will be sending terms in the coming months, and we can negotiate from there. I am trying to be as civil as I can at your event.
I'll raise my hand over for one of the random servants to come and bring drinks.
Okay. Yeah.
Whether he will accept it or not.
He does not.
I figured as much. I will take one.
Mm-hmm. He just looks at you.
As you may see me, that does not mean that is always the way I will be. If my son has done something, which obviously he has, I will hold him accountable for what he has portrayed. We are not men that dilly-dally in terms of these affairs.
Okay. Yeah. This will be. I just want you to make a. Persuasion convince because that was pretty clear. I just want you to make a persuasion convince. Vivian, yes, you can
I was
assist.
gonna ask. Okay, that's what I'd like to do.
Yes, you may.
Is a persuasion TN9.
Yes.
Flat persuasion. So I will
Flat persuasion.
I do not has convince, but I do have. I believe it's authority as a quality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be authoritative, but I'm being authoritative about how we are.
Okay.
If that
So
counts for anything.
what is your quality of authority give you? What does that do?
Okay, let's see here.
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
Authority. During an intrigue, reduce your persuasion penalty, if any, by 2. Thus, when your disposition is dislike, you take no penalty. When unfriendly is -2. When malicious, it's
that will help here. That's gonna come in handy here.
Yes!
A lot. So good shit. Yeah. You have a certain air of authority to you. You're displaying it. Yeah, this will help you a lot here. So you are going to get to add 3, the result of 3 to whatever you roll.
Yeah.
Of your convince. If you want to spend one of your destiny die to give yourself a bonus dice in convince, you may.
I will do such.
All right.
So it'll be a total of 5 with the +2 bonus we have to our extravagant party.
Yes. Okay, 11 plus 5 is 16. Yes. Yeah, that's 2 degrees of success. So yeah, he looks at you and he goes, well, that's good to hear. And I'm glad that you are still the honorable man I know you to be. And he turns and looks at Ashella. And he just looks at her. And Ashella looks up and kind of wipes tears. And the only person who can tell is you, Clarissa. You can read Ashella. She doesn't look like she wants that necessarily. But there is a sort of resignation to it. And she's just like, kind of looks away and goes, kind of looks at you and goes, well, Ashella is ill, feminine worries, and we need to get her somewhere personal. So our family is going to be leaving this night, staying at the inn nearby. We will send a raven soon. We will send a raven. He's like looking at you, T-Trick. But he does put a hand out to you.
I will take it.
Yeah, he shakes it.
Grip appropriately.
Yeah, and you can feel that camaraderie you felt over these years. It's still there. You have maintained, because of 2 degrees of success. 1 degree, you've convinced him, but friendship gone. 2 degrees, still got that friendship. So nice shit, everyone pulling together.
And if there is anything else that we can do, please let us know.
We will. And he nods and he bows to you and he goes, Lady Vivian. And he gets away. Clarissa, that servant comes back way faster than you thought, and he looks like real fucking like freaked out and concerned and like waiting to say it, but then he just goes and he's like, Lady Clarissa.
Yeah, he immediately was worried about this, so her attention is directed. Yeah,
it's just like, and he just kind of whispers, Lord Aliro and I think Sir Cedric are currently locking down assassins that have broken into the house.
even through Clary's 4 deception, just Thank you. I'm going to turn to Tedric and in his ear say, there is a dire security problem. Nero and Cedric are apparently taking care of it. I will return with more information. Keep face. Okay. And I will turn and go off.
Yeah. As you begin to go up, it looks like Cedric just comes around the corner and he's just like walking. And he goes, have you been kept up to speed?
Sure.
It's been dealt with. But
okay.
Just in case, everyone needs to go to bed now.
Okay.
And he goes over to you, Tedric, and he goes, my lord, security issue, we need to get you to a safe place. We will calmly escort everyone in their stupor back to their rooms. No, like, with your permission. I believe it will be necessary, my lord. And then I will inform you of the situation. I can't hear anything you're saying, dude.
I said, I will not. And he can tell Tedric's flustered, but it seems to be about something else.
Okay. Yeah, so he makes the order. A lot of the soldiers begin moving people to their apartments. Mariella and Henrik, this happens. He goes, all right, everyone, you need to pack it up. We're clearing out the hall. Back to your apartments, and soldiers are helping people get up and move. And you immediately see 4 men, Mariella, and 2 men, Henrik, both approach you and goes, we are here to escort you back to your rooms. And they're definitely not like Maywe. They're like, this is what we're going to do now, and begin to sort of move you, which means they're definitely like under orders, probably from your parents, which both of you know that means something's going on, though you're not sure what.
This is not a drill.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just a fire alarm.
No. Some people are escorting Garland away. Like people are kind of being packed up and moved away. Tedric, you are sort of walk with Cedric, and as you're walking, you're walking up this one staircase. Like, all right, as you're walking, he's like, all right, my lord, update you. We believe assassins broke into the castle and attempted to abduct your daughter, Valena.
What? Oh, good.
Is she okay?
She is. It seems Nymora had found them.
Excuse me, there should be a sir.
He does say that. Excuse me, Sir Nymora found them and dispatched most of them, along with another witness aiding Nymora, Lord Orton Lugas. Yeah, Clara, you're there. You hear this.
She hears
And-
everything, even if she's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Sure.
I will step up. The Lucas, he's all right.
He is. You're all kind of like walking.
That's good.
He goes, however,
More
Nymora was severely injured and is heavily poisoned.
So we get
She was unconscious when we found her, and her heartbeat was weak. But she is currently in Thorsten's hands. However, there is another issue that needs your attention. And he walks all of you to the nursery, of which there are bloodstains in the carpet, Vivian.
Where's my baby? Where's my baby?
Yes, Clarissa.
Do I find the wrapped up Weirlight as we're walking up?
So as you walk out, he will turn before you get to the top. Actually, thank you for reminding me of that. He'll say like there was also several of our men were either knocked out or killed. We found about 5, and unfortunately,
5 knocked out or 5 killed. How many?
2 knocked out, 3 knocked out, 2 killed. One servant, Matt, was found dead. And you kind of walk past, and you recognize your own handkerchief as you go up the stairs and pass just on the floor.
I pick it up.
It's empty.
Yep. I shake out the handkerchief and I put it back in my pocket, and we continue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I need to see if Tigrick noticed that. Awareness, right?
It's
Just
awareness. It would be awareness.
Okay. Empathy will not help here.
No. Holy shit!
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
nice.
you do notice. I think you will notice Clarissa pick up a handkerchief, shake it out, and look at it, and then put it away. But that's what you
Nope.
notice. Okay. You get into the nursery. It looks like most of the bodies have been cleared. It looks like one of the Thorsten's like people are like looking over Septa Myrtle, who is not dead.
Oh,
Yay!
except a Myrtle.
course not. She'll
She
never die.
has a massive welt on the side of her face. She was sapped.
Oh,
You know, at least they had the decency to not kill an elderly woman of faith.
Like my hope is that she also just like took a couple of out. Like at least
you
one.
will find from her testimony. She goes. She's like, Mom, they had to hit me twice. Like, I was like, I managed to only grab one down, but I don't know if I took him out. But it goes, but we do have an issue. And one of the like female servants is holding Velena. But then the other gestures to the nursery crib, and there is another baby in there.
Try to switch out my baby.
What the fuck?
That is also black-haired and blue-eyed and a girl. And so they're like, now we have 2 babies. And he goes, they're like, we don't know exactly which one is which.
my fucking god.
Okay. Is there some kind of mother role I can roll to like see which one
Maybe
came out of my
smell or
body?
something.
Context clues. Are there context clues?
I mean, Vivian has been impossibly clear how little time she spends with
This is
Velena.
very true.
So
Very
I'm
true.
gonna go ahead and say not really.
Okay, is there a role Clarissa can make? Because
Yeah.
Like, does Velena have a mole or something?
Or even, is there a difference in fabric? Is there a difference in the way that they're dressed? Anything like that is what I'm looking at.
It looks like they have identical clothes on of a similar cut. Cedric also noticed. He goes, "Well, this makes sense. They had a man on the inside, that party planner fellow, Nikathraus."
Hunt.
Where is he?
would Septa Myrtle know which
Speak
one
with
is
him right now.
Septa is like, I might in a moment.
Hmm.
And she's just like, probably. Well,
I mean, if anyone, the scepter would know.
Great.
But she might be a little woozy at the moment.
but regardless, there are 2 babies.
God, I don't know which one's my baby, but I'll hold both of them because they're babies, and I'm
It
a
didn't do
mother of
anything
5.
wrong.
Didn't do it,
The
yeah.
baby isn't an assassin.
The baby is an assassin.
I feel like this is probably assumed, but I am on high alert for this fucking flower. I want to know where it went.
I got you.
Yeah, I can give him a second.
Thank you.
I got you. I got you.
Thank you.
I will say, with your intense high alert vision, you have seen neither hide nor hair.
You get both instead. Twins! You have more twins! Yay!
Listen.
Oh my
You know-
goodness.
You know what? We don't have proof that the Weirlight didn't turn into a baby.
This is true. We do not.
This is true.
God damn it. I'll hold both of them because
Mhm.
I don't know one of them's my baby. I don't know. I'm
Um,
just in a panic.
So Cedric tells you, Tidra goes, due to the interceptions of their plan was foiled thanks to Sir Naimora with the aid of Lord Orton. Lord Orton was conscious when we found them, and he was very clear that Naimora did the lion's share of the work, which was evidenced by her wounds. The fact that she is alive actually is a miracle. And we hope she survives the night. But, my lord, I will say, thanks to the interceptions of Septa Myrtle, we do have one of the assassins alive.
Thank fucking God. Real MVP of this session was Septa Myrtle, who had to get clocked in the head twice and took one down with her.
She literally has an ability that she can't be knocked to 0 in one round.
Holy shit.
It's her only combat ability, but she has it.
Bless the 7. All I'm gonna say.
Oh my God.
Where would you like us to start, my lord?
Alright, first I need sorry, one moment. Alright. I need the man taken to the prison.
Mhm.
You, Clarissa, start gathering as much information as you can about Nico Thraus and where he came from.
You know there's paperwork.
Yeah. Will do. My lord, may I also request to speak with Orton?
Of course.
Thank you.
He will be commended. And we need to gather our dead. And I will have to make arrangements for their families.
Mhm. All right, your people go to work. Cedric tells you the man's already been moved to the dungeon, which is a fun thing to have. Yep, you've got a dungeon. Now, here's the question: is the dungeon in a high tower or is it underground?
I'm going to say in a high tower.
Alrighty. Then you go to the dungeon tower. Yes.
Woo!
What's up? Oh, I thought you were trying to get my attention. Yeah.
No,
Woo,
I was
dungeon
excited
tower.
for the dungeon tower.
Absolutely.
Ooh, almost a moon door.
Yes. So they tell you that's what they have in there. Orton is just nearby. He's not that injured. He came, according to Cedric, very late, but helped in any way he could. Naimora is, though, in critical condition.
Well, she's under the best case physician, so.
It's very true. Thorsten is looking after her. So
Do you need to take a moment for a drink or something?
No, yeah, I'm good. I got it. Trust me, this drink's not really a thing. So yeah, if we who wants to go talk to an assassin?
Teedrick.
Okay. Those are two there, Stewart and Teedrick. You will go there. You swing by. You get all the paperwork you would need. Everything is very well organized in your place, so
Always.
it's very easy. You just send someone for it, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, you come into the dungeon tower, and there is a man. Essentially stapled to the wall. He's from Hanging Shackles. He's up against the wall. He's like this. He's been stripped. You can see his wrists are already beginning to kind of cut a bit. And there are a couple guards in here. Septim Myrtle apparently beat the living shit out of him. Or when the men found him, they beat the shit out of him. Which, seeing as like there's from what Septa's stories, it doesn't sound like she kicked him a bunch. It sounds like it was just like she choked him out. And seeing as there are several like bruises all over his body and blood coming from his mouth, you think maybe some of your men have already sort of worked him over.
Can we get Septa Myrtle some like hobnail boots? Part of her outfit. We do that.
All right, so Clarissa, Teedrick, you're in there.
I'm having horror flashbacks, so the first thing I want to do is read this man as much as I can.
Absolutely. Awareness, empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I have that now. Yay!
He's beat to shit.
A good first one. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I also have awareness empathy.
16.
Yeah. So this man, he's got pitch on his face. With the lower half has a tattoo of a snake coming in and out of his mouth. He looks Dornish to you. He has some more tattoos kind of randomly on his chest, all seemingly sort of snake themed, or there is another one that is like a blade piercing a heart, and there is another one on his side of essentially like it looks like a weird rough tattoo of like a cock as in a penis, like piercing a woman, but not like between her legs, like in her chest. It's
I see.
really weird. But the style is very Dornish. Like only the Dornish get tattoos like this.
Mm-hmm.
No one in Westeros has tattoos. There is no Westerosi tattoo culture. It's not a thing. Dornish have a tattoo culture. It's very oddly stylized, but you can differentiate from like Braavosi or like all the other places that have tattoo cultures. Yeah, so you see that. This man is tired and he's beat to shit. Though you can very much tell he's conscious and not scared.
Okay.
He's
not defeated, just
no. He
Okay.
he looks not scared. He looks like he's definitely accepted the fact that he is fully captured, but he looks unafraid of what's going to happen.
I'm gonna ask one of the servants or one of the people that are around.
Yeah, you got people.
Could you go get me some food?
They nod and they rush off to
And
eat
some wine.
Food. More nods. Your food and wine is to be fetched.
I, very low under my breath, feed all of that information to Teedrick.
Okay, Teedrick, you know all of that. He's Dornish, and he's tired and accepted that he is captured, but he seems completely unafraid about what's about to happen.
All right. Open the door of the cell.
You're like in like a room.
Okay.
Like it's not.
Okay.
It's not a cell you can like look into. You're like in
Got
that room.
Got
It can hold multiple people, but he's the only. You don't really use this room a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe
the cuffs are a bit rusty.
Your population is pretty well behaved. Like,
Yeah. It's from my father.
yeah.
But actually, it's probably been here for a long time.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I mean, yeah, your dungeon
my
can hold a
father.
lot of people, but this is the one guy in it right now. So you could literally have like a full table and like a chair set up in here, and you'd still be a good distance from him.
I'm gonna walk up and stand about 8 feet away.
Sure, you do so.
Look him over.
Yeah, his head will like kind of do one of these, like to prop up. Seems tired, and he just like sees you and looks at you.
So, why were you trying to switch the babies?
Just kind of settles, and he goes, "So I can fuck your wife's mouth."
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Good one.
Like I haven't heard that before.
Oh, I bet you have heard that many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from the amount of much of a slut I heard your wife was.
Charming man.
I would be
I'm
careful.
going to reach. You be careful.
From behind him, Clary like looks over and she goes, "If I were you, I might be careful. He's not in the best mood."
What are you doing, TJ?
I'm
he
going to
seemed-
walk over to him.
You do so.
Grab his middle finger and break it.
Yeah, you don't have to roll or anything. Yeah, he cries out in sharp pain.
As I said.
Yeah, like he definitely he felt that. He cries out in pain. He didn't just like stare you down. He definitely seems like
Give me a reason to hurt you more. I really need to work out some frustrations right now.
I goes, yes, well, I mean, with your wife fucking so many other people, I understand.
And snap his thumb.
Yeah, he screams out in more pain.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything else, but he does just sort of smile at you as weakly as he is able to.
Clarissa,
Yes, my lord.
please turn your back.
And she turns around.
Okay.
I will grab him by his genitals
You grab him by his genitals.
and give a good amount of pressure with a slight twist.
Sure.
No.
You don't now for the more sensitive people.
Mhm.
If your goal
I am-
is to let's
Extract information.
Sounds good. Absolutely. So, why don't we have some fun stuff, huh? Let's.
Okay.
You're going to roll.
Roll for genital squeeze.
Indeed. So nice. Yeah. So this is essentially.
Torture.
This is essentially, I mean, yes, but it's intimidation, right? You are trying to use pain to get him to tell you what you want.
Yes.
So yeah. So why don't you roll me a this would be essentially in my mind, this would be, do you have any dots in intimidation?
Intimidation. I don't believe so.
It would be under persuasion.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, then this would essentially be, we can use persuasion. But if you're like, no, my actual strength and the things I'm able to do to this man could do that, I could see an argument for athletic strength as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'm going with
Let's do athletic strength then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's 3 6s. Clarissa, are you here? You're turned around?
Yeah, she's reading paperwork. Just
Yeah. Yeah, there is that's a broken. Yep. There is a lot of pain, a lot of screaming. And it goes on for a bit. You're just using your bare hands to affect this man. And he just goes, like, and he just kind of looks at you, and is just like, you haven't. I forgot the question.
You be
Why
fair.
were you trying to swap babies?
It's what we were hired to do.
By?
Dead Nico, the Razor. He was a go-between.
So you have no knowledge other than he hired you.
He hired us.
Hesitation.
Yeah. He just like closes his eyes at that one. He hired us, okay? He just said we needed someone who was able to sneak into a nobleman's nursery and steal a baby. We've done it 100 times. But usually it's to kill the baby. He goes, like, but swapping the baby. Never done that before. And we would have done it if it wasn't for fucking half-breed.
Mhm. With that, I feel like I'm going to deck him across the face.
Yeah, okay, sure, you've done so.
how did you acquire the child? Did he give it to you?
Yeah, he gave it to us.
Do you know?
It's a
where-
well-behaved thing. Barely even cried. None of us know much about raising kids, but it wasn't that hard.
Do you know where the child came from?
I don't. I really fucking don't.
How long have you been at this particular job?
What, your house?
Yes.
We got hired 3 weeks ago. 4, maybe. I don't really keep a lot of track of time. Nikathraus has been feeding us information as he's gotten access to more and more parts of the house.
Can I recall, since I have the paperwork in front of me, I guess I don't even really have to. When did we hire Nick Thras?
About that amount of time ago.
Okay.
He goes, all I know is Nico and Nikifraus is Nico killed him. I mean, we all killed him on the road. He had some guards. They weren't that tough. And he's dead. Buried him somewhere. I don't know. And
Apparently, all met your match. Anyway.
Nico took his place. I don't know how he knew. He just said he had ways. I don't know.
I bet you believe we're going to kill you or let you rot here, don't you?
One of those, yeah.
Oh.
He goes, I don't know why Nico wanted this. He was hired to, That's.
So somebody hired Nico, and then Nico hired you?
Yes.
Mm.
I don't ask
How much-
questions.
Yes, right,
ahead.
because of how much money you were paid, I assume. Which was how much exactly?
We weren't exactly paid in money. It has a monetary value, for sure.
What does?
Drugs, drugs, drugs.
Like-
drugs.
Couple things. Drugs.
Yes.
We each like a slave girl. We need the drugs. And I haven't had some in a long time, but we need them. That's how we gain our powers.
Your powers.
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
To become snakes.
Oh, you become snakes.
Nods.
You know what? I think I would like to see this.
I think I would too, Lord
don't-
Tidrick.
I don't have the drug.
What drug?
We
What
need
drug? I mean,
it. It's the drug. It's the drug. It's the thing we need. And you can tell, like, he doesn't know the name of it. He just knows it's the thing that he loves and needs. It's what they give us when they take us as kids. They give it to us and they teach us the power, and then we need it.
Where were you stationed? Here in the Reach.
Yeah. We were allowed to stay at a bandit camp to the east.
By the name of?
The name, I don't think the
Of-
bandits named the camp.
we'll talk
The
about the
bandits.
bandit who runs the camp.
He goes, the guy in charge is Lyholm, but we found out he works for some guy named Flint.
Well, she closes her book that she has with her.
Mhm.
Thank you for the help. And she will leave Tidrick there.
Okay.
This can go one of two ways. I'm gonna shake his bindings just to make sure they're solid.
They're pretty solid. This guy's pretty beat to shit.
Is he splayed like a human thing?
No, like directly up.
Directly up?
Yeah.
I'd like to get a pair of shackles with what is it? A bar between them to keep his legs from being able to.
Oh yeah. You have shit like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not. That's yeah. You can like request that. Yeah, he'll. Yeah, they'll come over and bar his legs. His legs are just like they're just kind of like dangling there because the bindings are taller than he would be able to reach them standing. So he's dangling, holding off by the skin of his wrists. Yeah, they shackle his legs with the bar. They have y'all have shit. It's less a bar and more like a wooden like two wooden slats that like lock together essentially with like metal around the legs, kind of like stock style. But yes.
All right. I guess I'll see you in a few days, and I'll walk out.
He just sighs like fuck. Yeah, you leave.
And I will have them place the food and wine
Mhm.
like just 5 feet from him.
Oh wow. Oh, it's not for you. Understood. Yep. Got it. Understood. I understand.
I'm sorry.
Yes. No.
I was just gonna say I'm waiting outside the door for Tidrick.
Yeah, Daedric comes out not too much longer later.
I look at my hands.
They when you walked by, they handed you something to clean your hands off with, and yeah, a bowl of water to
Some
sip them
Purell.
in.
Alcohol.
The old Purell, yes.
Mhm.
Shall we?
Much to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
At that bandit camp.
Mm-hmm. In the coming days, that's very true. Okay. And Clarissa, you said you wanted to talk to Ortan?
Yes.
And I will go check on Naimora.
Of course. Naimora is currently under the knife by Thorsten. And he has no time to talk, but you see her, and he's looks like doing everything he can. Clarissa, you find Orton fairly easily. He's just sort of being like, he's like in a hallway, not too far away, like sitting on a chair. There are some like men near him to like, protect him and stuff. And he's just like sitting there.
Orton, it is not your year, is it?
Kind of looks up at you. And he goes, there is tale of your deductive reasoning far and wide, and it seems it has yet to fail you.
Yes, well, your ability to pull off miracles to keep yourself alive is also now spread far and wide.
Yes. Yes, I am. And he just like on his knees. It looks like he's still kind of like breathing in and out. He just kind of looks up and he's just like, how can I help you? Do you need me to recount details?
No, I have people for that. I simply wanted to express gratitude, face to face.
Well, it's not like, well, Henrik seemed concerned about something Naimora had said to him, so he just asked me to find her for him. And I followed the trails and I found her.
Between you and me, Orton, that boy is... he brings us all into trouble, and that's why we love him.
He shrugs, and he's just like, well, I'm just happy to help. Orton is clearly unaware of what more stuff going downstairs at the moment.
Keep it that way.
But he's just like, but truly, I was happy I could be useful to you and your house.
Orton, I will admit, about 3 hours ago, I really did not like you. Almost bordering perhaps on hate.
He's just smiling at that. He goes,
but I've also come to extend an offer of friendship, I suppose.
oh.
Quite frankly, your skills are unlike any other noble that I know, besides myself, of course.
Well, when you're the small second son to the Lugas family, you have to develop certain skills to survive. But if you offer friendship, I gladly take it. I don't know if I'm going to be particularly interesting, but I take it nonetheless. Thank you.
I'll be the interesting one for the both of us, yes?
Fine by me.
And she'll hold out her hand to him.
Yeah, he takes it.
Lord Lugas,
Lady Asterwood.
and she will leave him be.
Cool. So, the night sort of goes on, and there is no more real trouble. Unfortunately, due to the situation, the Ashfords don't leave until first light, but you are informed when they leave. Now the rest of the event sort of goes on. It's just on hunt and a feast, essentially. But I would like to know what okay, so I'll give you the framework. It's the morning, right? You've been told that First Light the Ashfords left. What do you do?
I would like to have a conversation with Henrik.
Okay. Got it. Whew.
So make sure my mic.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, he's in his room. He's got guards outside of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean,
Unless, Henrik, are you in your room?
No, I jumped out the window.
Okay. You did it on the ground.
Well,
Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's asleep, I'll slam the door a little louder for him to get up. But if he's awake, then I'll just be there.
I'll say Henrik is.
But then,
Well, you tell me, Aaron. Is Henrik awake?
how early in the morning is it again?
It's the crack of noon.
I will say super early because I couldn't sleep because I'm just furiously staring at the two cribs.
Then yeah,
So,
I'm
being my
probably
possible
asleep.
baby in
Okay,
it.
yeah. So it's it's
I don't
First
think I-
Light, so probably
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asleep. You can.
Yeah. So I just slam the door a little harder for him to wake up.
I look. See my mother.
You are a man no longer, so sorry, you are a boy no longer, so I will not treat you as such. Events unfolded last night, Henrik, due to your actions. And your father and I have dealt with it as much as we could, though we do not know the outcome. The Ashfords have left this morning. They will be sending a raven to discuss how we are to proceed forward. Now, your father spoke with Lord Ashford, and I was there, and he seemed very forthcoming about being the honorable man that he was. Commendable. That is. So I want to ensure you that you have a decision to make now for your actions. Granted, my choice in this matter will hopefully resolve to where both of our houses can benefit from these outcomes, which will entail I will push forward to you courting Ashella officially. Now, I know last night you decided that you had spoken to me that was not your intention, but Ashella was beseeching her father in tears. So, we're unsure of what is the Ashfords are going to pursue in that, but I would hope that when the raven arrives, that you will seek and accept your father and I's counsel no matter the outcome. Do you have any objections or wish to say anything?
Okay. No, I am mad now, but I am still your son. I'm not the lord of this house yet. I do not wish to do anything that would ruin our family more than I already have. Except what outcome you and father deem best. I still that alternative or any to which this could be solved.
right. That is what I had to say as your lady of this house. And now I'll come to you as your mother. What? What do you hope to come of this? All of this?
Now, I hope I will not mess anything up further. I hope
is-
that
Hmm.
I that made me what I wanted, and me thinking that I could actually act on some of that for the consequence to hear. So doesn't matter what I form. I'll do what I need to. I'll do what's required and what you say.
For a time, Henrik, it mattered to your father and I a great deal what you wanted. And perhaps it was my fault to allow you the freedoms granted to your birthright. I will say in this, I am very glad that this is the decision you came unto. Very well. Either your father and I will let you know what the Ashford Raven intel, and we will go from there. And I will leave. And I will go to Mariella's room because I would like to inform her.
Okay. When Vivian leaves, what do we see before we leave Henrik? What do we see? What does Henrik do in his room?
I think his hands in his head and he almost it's like I want to cry so much, but I think he's not also I don't know if he's not letting himself or he just can't.
Mhm.
And it's like
He wants to cry, but he
Vin
feels he
turns
doesn't.
away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even like, I don't even get to have this. And Vivian turns away. But there is like a noticeable, like, something goes out of Henrik. And it is just, and it was there when she was talking to, like, it is own voice, very passive, I think, and just sort of shrinking back into himself. And
Mm-hmm.
nothing else seems to matter. It's like everything else is figured.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Vivian, you enter Mariella's room. It's still first light, Mariella. You're still probably asleep too.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different atmosphere because I'd like to shake her away.
Yeah. Gently.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a momentary freeze of like, oh fuck, somebody's in my room. What? Why is somebody in my room? And then I look up and it's my mother, and it's like, oh, sit up, kind of like collect herself, and it's like, is something wrong?
And it's just I think just the rigidness that I had with Henrik is kind of faded away with Mariella. And I'm just sitting on her bed, just kind of pinching like my brow. I'm not sure if Henrik got to you in time before the guards took you to your room, but the issue with with the Ashfords have escalated.
He had spoken to me, and merely to inform me of what had happened. Was he supposed to say anything else?
Whatever he said, Ashella was in tears, speaking to her father.
Yes, I had heard some of her flock.
Mm. Your father handled it.
After it.
Your father handled it rather well. I don't think he ended on ill terms with the Ashfords, but he was told that a raven will be sent to see what will be done coming forward with the Ashfords. I don't think this will hinder your going to Highgarden at all, but I do believe at least my relationship with your brother is changed. It has to. It had to since King's Landing. And I wanted to inform you because you expressed very vocally that you wanted to know what was going on with the family.
Then I should let you know that I overheard some of what her flock had said, and it painted Henrik as a manipulator because of potential rumor and deciding to make his own case while on a dance floor, surrounded by everyone.
Right.
If it helps, at least it did not seem like Lord Garland, who I was dancing with at the time, was much aware of it. But it will probably hit their ears soon.
It was contained, as far as I know, until Lord Ashford knew. But with that being known, I'm Clarissa was able to tell me a great deal. I'm not sure how much was told to Lord Ashford, but
well, I'm only saying what I had heard of her friends that had made their way to the dance floor.
Your brother has agreed to whatever the outcome. He will take into consideration your father and I's opinions. But it is a very thin line we walk, because either we go to war against Ashfords and most of the Reach, or we have a wedding that your brother doesn't want.
It's a little funny considering he was always the one who wanted to marry for love.
Well, the actions of men have great influence on what we women can do.
Oh, indeed. Which I've informed him of before. What does that mean for me? I know you have hopes of where I might aspire.
So far, I do not know if it has any influence on you going to Highgarden, as I've said before. If it does, I will find some way for it to still prosper. But we will see. If we go to war with the Ashfords, then we are against almost every Reach house, and perhaps you could set your sight on some other handsome young man that is, not in the Reach. That could possibly still be a possibility. But,
well, considering light of all of this, possibly, kind of looking down, when I am more presentable, I can tell you what my general thoughts of where my potential future could go.
Did you meet someone?
I'm considering 2 at the moment, although one seems to be slowly going further and further out of reach due to the actions of my brother.
Considering, A lot has come upon me, Mariella. So, and I'm
guess
laughing at
I
the-
guess I will be dressed as I am. I have I've put steps forward, and so far it seems like there is a good beginning relationship between myself and Lord Garland, and I was hoping to spend some time with the heir of House Malister today to see where I might go, but
It is strange sitting here with you, listening to you talk like this, because part of me is thinking, yes, very good, Mariella. But another part of me is heartbroken that you talk of a potential suitor so
well, one I
coldly.
just met, so
All I can say as a mother is that I hope that you somewhat like either of them.
oh,
But-
that is why I'm taking my time.
Oh, well, good. Some light in this conversation, then.
We'll see what options are available to me on the wings of a raven.
Well, no matter what the Raven says, if you tell me your intent, I will make it happen.
Well, now
No,
that I'm
kiss her
awake, I might as well be dressed and
Might as well.
be
Not
fun.
kiss.
Might as well do something at this unpleasant hour. Why is it this early?
I couldn't sleep. And I'll kiss her forehead and leave back to my room.
Okay. Excellent. So, last day, appearances must be made. Now, here's the thing, Henrik. It is known you were slightly injured in the joust. And you're not really Thorsten has forbade you from going on the hunt. Are you using this opportunity to sort of just stay in your room?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a feeling, but I just wanted to confirm.
I will make appearances, Good,
Before the hunt? Or after everyone gets back?
after everyone gets back, which I guess I can wait for. Never mind, I don't know about the assassin thing. My thing was like, does anyone else how's the general pop? Is everyone okay? Everyone's still not worried or
Well, yeah, I mean, the partygoers don't seem that worried, no.
no, it's not much.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yep, I'm guessing, Tedric, you go on the hunt. Keep up appearances.
Of course.
Okay, yep. Yeah, unfortunately, Nymora is not going to be conscious probably for another week. So, as she is very lucky to even be alive. So, Nymora is still you're still kind of laid out. You have moments of consciousness, right? And you're just like, the baby. Just half conscious muttering and stuff. You distinctly just shapes. At one point, you're pretty sure Thorsten says, like, everyone's safe. You did your duty. Rest. And you're just like, you can't. Milk of the puppy. Yes. So, as the air around the house is a bit different, we have 30 minutes essentially left in our session. Is there any NPC a character would like, a player would like to interact with? Okay, we got 2 hands up. We got 3 hands up. No,
I don't know.
fantastic.
Serena was holding 2. Does that count double?
No, just one. Just one.
This one. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to start with Mariella. Mariella, who would you wish to spec to?
Patrick Malister.
Cool. So after the hunt, Tedric, can you give me because you go on the hunt, right?
Mhm.
Now, from what I understand, you don't use a bow, right? You said a hunting spear.
Mhm.
Of course you do. Yeah, so can you just give me a fighting spears test just to see how well you do?
Mhm.
Because you have people who do the hunting for you, your nobles. See the...
The idea of T-Rex knocking
When that's a bad
knocking his
roll.
greatsword into a bow.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah. God, what is it? Was it 4 5s and a 1? Yeah. So yeah. Tedric, you do incredibly well. You guys basically sort of hunt as one group, just combing up as much boar that you can. Your land actually has a good amount of boar in it, due to the like open roving plains. They're sort of like brush boars, and yeah, your party comes back with a hearty piggy feast.
Nice.
Ooh, excuse me.
Hearty piggy feast. But yes, Mariella, it is a bit calming down. All the men are ribbing and punching each other and talking about how manly they were just now and how they went out and hunting and yes, providing the food for the women
Testosterone,
folk.
yes.
Yes. Yep, make themselves feel very nice, very useful. But yes, it's been some time. You can find Patrick Mallister fairly easily. It's not as if he is hanging out with a ton of people.
He is a bit of a loner, yes.
Yeah, he looks like he's sitting with Edamure. They're sitting in two different chairs, like round chairs. You know, in like a parlor. Edamir's kind of just going on and goes, yes. And then it dodged just a bit there, but we got it, eh? Well, and he's just like, we did hunt a boar, yes. Yeah. But you find him easily enough.
If I kind of come in on that last little bit, my lords, I take it your group was successful.
Yeah, as Patrick notices you come in as you start talking, he just stands up. A few seconds later, Edamir stands up too. He's like, "Oh, right, decorum."
Lady!
And he goes, "Yes, our hunt was quite successful. We bagged a number of the folks. I'm sure your staff will make hearty feasts of them." This is Edmure talking. Patrick just like nods and kind of bows a bit to you, but doesn't say anything else.
Well, I wasn't sure if there was time during the visit, and I kind of like looked to Patrick. It's like,
Yeah.
There was reference of a potential match.
An eyebrow goes up.
Over a board.
And he goes, he's like about to say something, and he goes, well, it is your name day celebration, so I do not think I could refuse in good taste. So he just nods, and he says, lead the way. And then he just turns and Edamir and just like nods at him, and Edamir's like, oh, well, all right. And just like Edmir's, he's gonna find some other people to talk to. He's a pretty friendly guy. It's not hard for him.
Yeah. I think yeah, I think Mariella, maybe because of like her obviously not being on the hunt, has probably set up like an area kind of in a garden area of like where they could have like a match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like people could walk by or whatever, and it
Sure,
won't
but
be
it's-
crazy.
Yeah,
but it
it's-
would
it's
offer
less
some
likely.
semblance of like
Yeah.
privacy, but still being in the public
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah, it's less likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the Savase board has been set up. You both take your seat. The game begins now. Mariella,
Yes.
aka Aaron. What is your goal of this interaction?
I had hoped to also have this one, but potential courtship consideration.
Okay. All right. So you want to get Patrick Mallister to sort of consider or begin
Yes.
at one point in the future, begin to try and court you.
I had thought of possibly
Okay.
doing that with Garland during the dance thing, but it's like, nope, that's not happening. We're good. We'll get that later.
Yeah. No, I mean, you have more time with
I got
Garland.
time with him. I don't got time with this one.
No, you do not. So yeah, so let's go into that. That's going to be a pretty simple intrigue.
Cool.
At this point.
Because my goal is not necessarily to like win the Savas board. It's to like
no, it's him.
Yes.
That's who you want to win, to get him interested enough in you to pursue you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah. So why don't we start? We're going to forgo initiative.
Okay.
And I'm going to just say you go first.
Cool.
Just because who goes first in this scenario isn't super important to me, and I just don't find that interesting.
That's
so
fine.
we're just gonna say you go first.
Okay. So do you want this to be like intrigue rules, or do you want this to be like the Savas thing that we did like way back?
So the answer is both.
Okay.
The answer is both. So the point is, it's not super important, right? How the Savas game goes. It's the interaction about the Savas game that's important.
Yes.
So essentially, how we're going to play this is we're going to use the intrigue rules, but you're essentially just telling me how the game is going, essentially, depending on how well you roll.
Okay.
Right? So, like, if you manage to deal influence to him, you are telling me how you moving the Savas, like, it's not as important. Now, if you want to use our rules for Savas to put influence on him, you can.
Okay.
That is for sure within your wheelhouse, but I do believe you might be better at persuasion.
I'm better at persuasion.
Yeah, it's literally your choice in a scenario, unless somehow he manipulates you. But essentially, yeah, they either would work here. I think that's fun. We'll keep it fast and free.
Got it.
But yeah, so you're
we'll
going
rapid fire
first.
it. Got it.
Yeah, you're going first.
Cool. Yeah.
What up?
First volley. Absolutely. Charm.
Mm-hmm. Charm. All right, you're trying to influence him. All right,
Yeah.
cool. All right, why don't you make that roll?
Good.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There is
that's-
1/1 in there.
This would apply. He finds you attractive. Oh,
Holy shit.
so that's 3 higher, so that's a 19 plus 2. You still have it.
Yes, I do.
That's a 21. That's that's 3 degrees of success exactly. So yeah. He kind of all right, you've just dealt all right, cool. So you're doing charm. What's your persuasion rank? What is it? 4? So that's
Yeah.
oh
lot.
god. 12 damage to him.
Patrick Mallister looks at you and just goes,
I think I do maybe on the Savas board like a
Pretty
slightly
lady.
more unorthodox beginning move. And if he's familiar with it, it's like, oh, this could be like one of 3 tactics.
Yeah, just like, wait a minute, is that is that the scary defense I see? Like, you just kind of like odd for a starting move. Interesting. Like
Is that Wanderley patrician maneuver?
yeah.
Gambling out.
Yet she can also switch into a Night Queen's Gambit. Interesting.
Despite the fact
yes.
that there is no queen on the board.
No, sure. The Night Queen's Gambit. Different.
As like the
yeah.
knight married to the Night King. Yes.
No. So, yeah, that's a heavy blow for sure. Yeah, that is. Yeah, so you interesting event. Do you say anything to? I mean, you do that.
I think I do. I think I would probably inquire. It's like when did you possibly start playing? Kind of a thing. Like open up like a conversation with.
So you're like, oh, so when did you start playing? As you're beginning to set up moves, so
Yeah.
he's just like, Like, you definitely affect him a great amount a great deal with that. And he seems now unsure where to look. Wow, this is hilarious. Yeah. Whew. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's just gonna seem a little like, okay. But interesting. He's actually gonna use just us. He's just like, since I was a boy. And he is going to, he's going to use warfare tactics to try and maybe impress you, but or maybe destroy you. I don't know.
It could be both.
Ooh, 19.
My defense is 12.
Yes. So, hey, do you find him attractive?
Sure, re-roll that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Have we established his face claim yet?
No, we haven't.
I mean,
we haven't
the joke is he's Mr. Darcy, right?
Yeah.
I think that's been the popular joke. So that replaces the 3. So that's 3 higher. So that's a 22.
Okay.
So that is 3 degrees of success.
Mm-hmm.
So because, however, he used warfare, it's not. I'm going to kind of lower the effectiveness that has on you.
That makes sense.
I'm going to have a -1 effect just because it's not really persuasion, right? So it's going to be a -1 effect. So that is going to be 9 influence on you.
Okay.
Minus, of course, your disposition, which is.
I would say amiable right now.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel that. You just met him this week.
Yeah. So, what would it would reduce it by 3 then?
3, so 6
So 6.
influence.
All right. -6.
Yeah, and so you know your move can go into 3 different plays, and you're thinking of 1, but you know you could switch into 2, and then this motherfucker somehow he just moves once, and you go, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And like you immediately know, you can already start seeing like the 10 moves ahead move of like he's just blocked all of them. He's just blocked every single one, and not only that, you're somehow with 1 move you're like, is he gonna set up shit? And it's made you retract a little bit, being like, oh, okay, fuck.
Okay, all right.
He's not your dad who always just moves the left one.
He's all about the what is it, the Bannerman's Gambit? It always starts that way, and then he's always backpedal.
He always does the Bannerman's Gambit because it lets you backpedal real easy, but he always starts with the Bannerman's Gambit, and you're now realizing like, I haven't played against Savas against a ton of people, have I?
But it's like she's game for it. It's like, yes. It's like, sweet.
Obviously you're into it because the influence will just help you.
Yeah, we're gonna just like, what do we want?
His butt.
I'm sure a couple of people in this group would be like, yeah. He's gonna hit me with warfare again, and that's just gonna hurt. I said it.
There's 2 very different responses going on in the Discord.
I'm sure. I'm just not looking at it right now. Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna hit him again.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
No one's in that, so that would be a 20.
Yeah, that's a 20. Yeah. His intelligence 10, so yeah, that's 3 degrees of success again. Yeah.
I feel like
I mean,
I've
you've
put
got
out
him.
like a Oh, I got him? I feel like I moved out like basically a sacrifice pawn where if he doesn't immediately deal with it, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a problem, so then I can keep going with the,
All right, so
the one that I want.
you've got him at this point. We can like just we don't have to say it's one move for one, right? So we can say what you tell me. You've just beat him.
Cool.
His disposition rating has moved up. And yeah, he's going to pursue courting you. What is the result of the Savas game? You've seen his tactics roll. He's very good at this game. And you can tell he doesn't see this as a game of leisure necessarily. He obviously enjoys it, but this dude has commanded troops in multiple wars and, done shit. So he seems to know what he's doing. But you are obviously Hafshin. You are no slouch, and you definitely know. But your advantage is this is a game, motherfucker, and it has rules.
I feel like I've used a couple of unorthodox, like, kind of maneuvers and things in order for me to keep going with, like, it doesn't pin me into, like, okay, she's going with that one thing, so I just need to do this. It keeps the 3 open. And then it kind of, like, maybe reduces down to 2, where it's, like, no matter what he does, it's, like, I will get him with either one of them or the other one. It's kind of, like, it turned into a crazy, like, kind of pincer thing.
All right, sorry, are you telling me you've won?
I think it's kind of we've hit the last 2 where it's like he needs to choose what to do because it turns into either a draw or a win, but the draw is like a crazy difficulty to figure out. But like Mariella sees it and she's like, maybe he doesn't notice it. Maybe he doesn't notice it.
And all right, yeah. So I think he does, and he goes draw.
I think I would be content with that.
He smirks ever so slightly, and he'll put a hand out to you.
Sure, I'll take it. Like in the weird, like I don't know if it's like this hand or that hand, so it's just kind of like put
He's
it
like
out like in
this,
between.
so.
Yeah, so it's like she'll take it.
Yeah,
it's not like a super limp wrist, but it's probably definitely not the firmest handshake he's ever had.
No, and he's not trying to firm handshake you. He seems to just cup your hand and shake it slightly, and definitely like looks into your eyes a bit, and then like slowly retreats his hand. And he goes, "I haven't had a draw in a while.
I'm sorry if I've ruined Edmure to be a competitor for you now."
He was never much of a competitor. I feel like playing Savas, you can learn things about a person." Just kind of nods. I think nods.
Should I ask what you learned?
He nods. He goes, "I think that is appropriate. I've learned you are difficult to read and fully understand, but I think you have more competition and guile in you than you wish to admit to people. And I have learned far less than I think I want to. Is there a time, perhaps, in the future that I could perhaps call on you for a game? And seeing as travel is difficult these days, sometimes if perhaps we could have a Raven correspondence for a game as well."
I am going to be sent to court soon, so.
Oh. In
I
High
feel
Garden?
a friendly raven. Yes. I feel a friendly raven would definitely be welcome.
Excellent. You will. Yes. Good. And he kind of like sits up and looks off, and then he looks up at the sun, and you also look up at the sun, and you realize it's been hours. hours.
Oh god, yeah. I think it's like she goes,
The sun is
Oh.
fully moved, and you're like, oh shit.
"Oh no, I am late for preparing for dinner tonight, aren't I?"
It seems we have distracted one another.
Yeah, and I feel like Mariella starts like packing up this Savosword, and I feel like it's like
Hmm.
I think it's a gift that Teedrick had given her, so like this is like her own like
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
So like she packs it up and like has
You
it
you notice the
delivered.
moment you begin to pack it up, he looks like was already trying to help pack it up.
I think she lets him kind of a thing. Like
Yeah.
she'll put like where it's contained, kind of like at a
Mhm.
mutual reaching distance.
Yeah, and yeah, so kind of then stands, and you both are just standing there staring at each other. You're holding a Savassport.
Well, I feel
folded
like
up.
she maybe has it in her hand and kind of like
Yeah.
do like the slight head tilt and like slight like beginning of the walk,
Mhm.
so then like they can like walk
Yeah,
out
and
together.
yes, and that happens.
Mhm.
Excellent. All right, now we're gonna Clarissa, who are you talking to?
I need to speak with Claude.
You need to speak with Claude.
I
Yep.
do.
Yep, Claude.
I love him so much.
You do. After the hunt, you find him. He obviously went on it. You find him outdoors having a tall glass of some form of squeezed fruit juice. Very common in the Reach.
And he's alone?
Sure, we can have him be alone.
Cool.
He probably
Yeah,
wasn't
sure.
a few moments ago. Like you saw some people leave
Mhm.
him, but yeah.
Yep, she'll walk up. Afternoon? Yes, afternoon.
Mhm.
The issue is not solved, clearly.
Clearly, as he takes a large drink, he goes, "I've heard."
I wanted to keep you updated, considering you are Mariella's track.
Nods.
Lord Teedrick is attempting to set up a marriage between Henrik the Ashford.
Mm-hmm. It's a good match. And he just kind of takes a drink.
Oh, yes, I very much agree. Henrik could do far worse. Do you know of the other thing that happened last night?
Yes, I was informed. I was informed earlier.
Well, I've got perhaps good and bad news. They were staying at Flint's camp.
Kind of takes another drink.
Before you even got here, Cedric asked me to ask you to fund I suppose expedition would be a good term for it. In order to retrieve the Book of Asterwood.
Nods. And puts his glass down. I would be happy to fund it once I have the more actionable means to.
What does that mean? Once you're Lord?
You have your father's ear more than most. He is old. He needs to step down. He is prideful, and his pride has driven his people into poverty and death. He needs to step down. He won't listen to me. He won't listen to my father. Help me with that. And obviously, the first thing I will do is clean up my land.
And your father?
my father uh, and I have an understanding.
Sure.
It's between me and him. It doesn't matter. Like, what matters to you is your father. And my uncle, I respect him. In fact, I've probably idolized him since I was a boy. But his love of this family, gesturing to the castle,
Mhm.
and his pride has blinded him to what his people need and what his liege lord needs. And you have wrestled with me, and I have kept quiet about all of this. If I wanted your father deposed, I could do it quite
I know.
easily.
I know.
But you and I have had an understanding, a very aggressive one. As he kind of like looks you up and down, because you know which one was the aggressive one in that conversation.
Yeah.
But that was then, and obviously things have escalated.
Okay. No? I'm sure you know already. But I want to be very clear. This is not for you. This is for them.
He kind of picks up his glass and takes a sip. He goes, "As long as it's done, it can be for whoever you like, cousin."
We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
And I'm not sure if I can have this conversation today, but I
Mhm.
go to find my father.
Not today. Not today. I don't think we have the time. Because we go to Vivian.
Bum, bum, ba-da.
Who you want to talk to, Vivian?
Delilah Primaris.
Delilah Primaris. All right. Yes, you can find the Lady of the Wib. Like fairly. She cuts a figure. People.
She does.
Yep. You can have this conversation with her while the men are hunting, if you wish. Her husband is definitely away at that, as is her son.
Yeah. So I don't know if this just means I have to pull her directly into an intrigue.
Well, we can
because-
set the scene and then
Okay.
go from there.
Okay. But yeah, I would definitely she's like be enjoying tea with her, whatever she.
Sure, if you want to bring her into like your own parlor to have tea, she will immediately accept the invitation.
No, I'm not sure in my notes. Has she given me permission to call her Delilah, or do we still call each other?
She
by
has.
Car?
She very much has, in a very sensual way.
Yeah, she got that working for her. She's all pretty and good. She makes me so nervous. No, continue. You were setting the scene.
No, yeah, she comes into your personal parlor. You're already sitting there, and she's just goes, "Vivian, it's so excellent, like to see you. I was hoping we would have a conversation like this." And she sits down, her long legs, like aiding her excellent frame down. And when she sits, you see the perfect outline of her, rear end, her sides, everything. Every movement, is there's a purpose to it.
Calculated. Oh, I want this bitch to be my friend.
And she crosses her legs, her elegant, Tunisian silk gown, swaying as her legs moves in this beautiful royal deep purple.
Well, I'm glad you would accept my invitation, Delilah, because there are many things I'd want to speak to you about. Foremost is, I think you and I could benefit very well from a friendship together.
A friendship. I've had many discussions about a friendship. the context of this friendship? Is this beneficial or is this for pleasure?
I
She is
think we-
asking you, do you want to like have a cool alliance or do you want to fuck? Is essentially-
alliance.
Yeah.
I am fully straight, but she making me think about it. I was like, wait,
Be
no,
fair.
no, I'm straight. Yeah, no. It's like no.
No.
I will say beneficial, but perhaps through those benefits you find pleasure through them.
All right, so I think that's a good point to pull an intrigue. So, what is the point of this conversation?
I would
Sounds like friendship is the point of it.
Friendship is the point of it, yes.
Okay, so in the details of that, tell me what's up, girl.
Because of how events might go down, I know there is a sort of weird reach cabal. I'm gonna find my way into that. But in the meantime, I would like to start correspondence because through rumors and such, I know of Delilah's influence. So I'd like to start a network with her and other prominent.
You want your own cabal.
I want my own cabal. Yes.
Okay, that's a sort of Westerosi wives club. Understood.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so let's pull that into an intrigue.
Mhm.
Lady Delilah. Ooh.
I should have not been here by myself, but here we go.
Here we are.
I would have given you a sis, but it makes no sense for Mariella to be there.
It makes no sense for no one else to be here. I know.
I'm just having a good nap, y'all. I did good.
It is a good nap.
Like,
You super deserve that good nap.
you
Super
do.
deserved.
So now,
Yes.
normally you would just go for. So Vivian, what is that ability you have?
It
Is
is
it eloquent?
Eloquent, yes.
Okay, so Delilah also has eloquent.
Okay. So I
believe that
it
means
is
I believe that
status
means
reputation. Yeah.
we roll. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So it's status reputation, I believe, correct?
it is.
Okay. Here we go.
Pretty good.
I don't know if 3 6s mean anything.
Oh, she also got a 25.
Play his favor.
Oh my god.
We're gonna
her
say
fucking
because
status
she-
is insane.
Because she only has 2 6s and you have 3 6s, we're gonna say you won that. Just because that's more fun.
Yeah.
So you get to go first, Vivian. You start this
Okay.
negotiation. What do you do? What's up?
Excellent. So, I mean, I'm gonna start out what I'm good at with influence.
Uh-huh.
And
Is this
I guess
charm? Is this...
yeah, charm. I would like
Charm,
to
charm.
yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Trying to over to my side. All right, here we go. I'm literally shaking. Here we go. Oh,
Oh yeah.
8. So
Um,
it's 20. Because we have a +2 on top of our.
Uh-huh. But you have a +2. Oh, because you have charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
That is 20. Okay. Vivian, you don't have the. I think we specifically stated you don't have the attractive feature.
No, I do
You
not
are
have the-
attractive,
I-
but you don't have that. You
Yeah.
are not a beauty because you're like,
Mhm.
nah, I'm not. That is not important to me.
Yeah.
I
it's-
remember this. I remember this.
But I
remember
do have
this.
charismatic, so.
Excellent. So that's 20. That's fucking great. That is 2 degrees of success.
Ooh.
Whoa. All right. So you're charming her. That's
Mhm.
5. That's 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yeah. Significant. For sure.
Thank you for knocking my mouse over, Mama.
Yeah. So, right. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you saying, Jared? Are you sort of like talking about your idea, right?
Yeah, 100%. Just
You're sort of
conveying.
in very expertly worded terms.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm not going to make you come up with them necessarily
Yeah.
unless you want to. Unless you want to.
Not yet, because I haven't fully
Sure.
laid out the plans yet.
So you
Good.
give up this idea, expertly worded, of a cabal, a linking of alliance of benefits to in order to influence certain regions within Westeros, that we look out for each other, aid each other, and begin to sort of move aspects that we care about into a direction that benefits us.
Mm-hmm.
All said expertly, so if someone overheard, it's just all like weird double talk.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Yeah. I mean, Delilah is very hard to read.
That makes sense.
Because she's always her face never changes.
Mm-hmm.
But there is she does seem to give a tell a little bit, that she seems like maybe a little like into what you're talking about.
Okay.
Like, oh. So she's gonna come at you.
No.
And she's just like, oh, I mean, I can't think of a reason that could possibly me to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy this excellently and thoroughly. However, we're women of. I mean, we're women, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we know how things go and how things were. And I think an understanding is great. But I would feel so much more comfortable if there was a guarantee through perhaps marriage. And she's gonna come at you. Run now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you ready?
Prepared to sacrifice some things. Yup.
All right, are you ready for this?
Yes. If she is trying to use, what
She is not
hold on.
seducing you.
Okay. Okay.
She is charming you.
All right, then I got nothing for that. So here we go.
So that's a 27.
My God.
Oh my God. Okay, so that fully hits me like obliterate.
Mm-hmm. So
okay.
what is your intrigue defense?
My intrigue defense is 11.
11. So
Yeah.
that is 4 degrees of success.
Okay.
Which means you'd be dealing 20 influence on you.
There's no amount of frustration I can take to even get.
Well, what's your composure?
9.
9. Okay. And that means your will is 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Your will is 3. So that means no, I mean you actually could. If you took 3 levels of frustration.
But then I'd only be able to roll 2 dice. This is a mistake. Okay. Yep. Cool.
I did not think she was gonna get a good of a roll.
She rolls 8 dice. That's fine. Okay. Yeah.
I mean you rolled 7 dice. She literally just has 1 higher than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She hits you very hard. Of like, I'm 100% going to go into this, but I would like our children to marry.
Does she specify which children?
She doesn't.
Okay.
She's just like a marriage. She wants a marriage.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to back out of this, so I will agree to it because I don't want to leave the intrigue.
It seems reasonable. Like, oh yeah.
It seems no. This seems reasonable.
Excellent. Then she goes, well, fantastic. I can't wait to get started. I have an idea on who should join us, but I'm assuming you do as well?
I do.
Isn't it nice when children meet and unite friends?
Mm-hmm. Indeed it does.
And she kind of looks at you and she goes, we don't have to make the details now, but is there one you were thinking?
I was thinking, well, my daughter has expressed very great interest in Layden.
Has she?
She has.
Well, I know Layden will do his duty, and I know they're friends, from what I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that could be of great benefit. I can't wait to have more negotiations about it.
Indeed.
Shame. I know Scarlet enjoyed Henrik,
Yeah.
but I have other things for her anyway.
Excellent.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so she
Mm-hmm.
nods to, yeah, and that is that full conversation. The party does come to an end. Gifts are given. Henrik, you are brought down at one point. People lavish gifts upon you all. Vivian, would you like to tell Mariella her gift?
Yes. So coming out of the stables, the first one is a cream-colored palfrey that I had. It's kind of very its mane crimped, and covering over the back of it is just a veil of flowers. Like a subtle covering of flowers come trouncing out. And I also have a silver courtier with kind of the same pale white, like silvered hair. That one's spotted, like with white, a little bit of white spot.
Okay.
I also have, being carried by the instructor, golden cages with 2 falcons
Okay.
in them.
Yep. Like, you're present and a man comes up.
Menagerie.
Yeah, so you have 2 falcons, and the man carrying them is also your present. He is your new falconry instructor.
Oh, I've been
And
given a
then-
person. I don't know how I feel.
As your mother explains, falconry is the most popular activity among High Garden ladies.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then the last one is a Savas set carved entirely out of garnet.
Cool.
Jesus.
It was a lot of money.
I
Yup.
believe it.
I take wealthy as a benefit.
Mm-hmm. And then Vivienne, your gift to Henrik.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Hmm.
I get a gift. I thought my gift was the armor a while ago.
Henrik not making eye contact with anybody.
One gift, please. Please. Yeah. So, presented to you on a bed of like purple velvet is I think it's the highest, it's superior craft.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is a superior craft longsword.
Wow.
It
And
gleams in the sunlight.
yeah, and so the pommel of it opens up into the blade as a full blooming Weirlight, and engraved onto the blades are poppies symbolizing each of his younger siblings.
So 3.
Sure.
And then for
Older.
Mariella. Okay, bye.
I'm 1 older, so yeah.
Yeah.
Besides, 3 is a good number.
Yeah, and you
It's a
pick it
good
up.
number.
You pick it up, and it is of excellent quality. Swing. You would this is essentially like it gives you a +1 to all of your rolls essentially with it. It is of insane and excellent make. Vivian tells you that your guys' castellan basically spent months making it. He briefly tells you like the strange metals that are woven into this blade, and a couple people immediately call out, be like, "What's its name?"
I hate this. Fuck.
A bunch of the men
Oh,
are
no.
like, "Give it a name, boy."
If there are any suggestions, I'm open to hearing.
They don't until you ask them. Like,
Yeah, I'll ask. Any good suggestions for this fine blade?
Widow's wail.
If I take it now, Joffrey will never take a sword back with me.
Yeah, he's just like widow's wail, dragon guardian, heart piercer, like just a lot of really generic sounding names.
I'll say
Razor's bloom.
Cool. Can I say I named the sword, but me as Aaron does not have any sword names to go on standby. I name it something cool. I don't have a name to go with.
That's fine. Yeah, sure.
That's your homework.
That's not a problem.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you wheel. I think that.
Oh, what do the grandparents give?
Oh yeah. That's easy. Henrik, you have been given barding for your horse.
Cool.
It is for tournaments. It's like gilded barding. It is made there's a good amount of it made of pure gold. It's very expensive, and there is a relief representing the warrior. And then in the trail behind, on the back parts of the horse, are these stars that sort of represent the 5 others, as there is no depiction whatsoever of the stranger, because nobody does that, because that's bad luck. You don't want to bring death's attention to you. But yeah, so it's very religious looking, but it's nice. And of course, Mariella, you get a gown that you don't know how you're going to wear because it has so much gold and gem beading on it. It must weigh so much. It is being held up by a lot. It is just gold, ostentatious as all hell. And in the gems are a representation of the maiden mother and crone. There is, they also state, your grandmother states to you that we have designed it that if it moves in this way, it will make room for your belly once you are pregnant.
Oh, man. Well, we're gonna try to upcycle some of these things. Is what's going on in the back of her mind, because this thing not happening.
Yep. Yeah, you have no idea when the fuck you could possibly wear this.
Nope.
This looks like something a queen would wear on her coronation day. But that is what your grandparents think of you. Many other gifts are sort of bequeathed onto the twins. We can kind of go over them at another point. Yes, Henrik.
Oh, real quick, I know we said go over gifts at the point, but I would like to, if it's possible, have time for this gift, or maybe before. Could I read my sister's letter?
To say his letter.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh, to say his letter.
Yeah.
Not now. If we could, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
But
be a
yes,
whole thing.
you do read it. But yeah, so celebration, there is much glad handing and all of that. All eyes are on the twins, and Clarissa, just a parting thing for you. You do notice Claude drinking from another glass, and he comes back down. The glass is like clear, and you swear for a second there's a Weirlight in the glass.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Drink it all, Claude. Drink it all.
Mm-hmm. But at that, the name day celebration comes to a close. It was a roaring success as far as all the party goers say. There's lots of greetings and glad handings as they leave, exchanged glances, all that good stuff, and everyone goes. And now, of course, I was going to do this, but unfortunately, teacher had to leave early, so I'm going to delay this a bit. But when we come back, Garrick will be gone, as he is going to be leaving with everyone. But at the start of next session, we will do that scene.
Okay.
So Tiedrick has some time with his boy. So I hope you guys enjoyed thing. I did not think any of the scandal stuff was going to happen. I just thought it was going to be like gains on gains on gains, and then oh no, assassins. But I mean, this is why, being a DM is good stuff. I hope everyone enjoyed it. When we come back next time, we will be handling how the next 2 years of the Weirlight family goes, as we are skipping ahead 2 and some change years. I hope you guys all enjoyed yourself. And until next time, I'll bid you adieu. Goodbye.
Bye.
Night.